And
The book says to
32% of
focus
men
on
over
form.
60 are
Good
following
advice.
fitness
Consistency
advice
is
This diagram
that is
illustrates
actively
muscle
destroying
loss. The
their
biceps
muscle
and triceps.
mass. The problem isn't effort. These men are showing up every single day. The problem is the advice itself was designed for 25-year-olds and nobody bothered to update it. Every rep, every mile, every lightweight set could be accelerating the exact decline they're trying to stop.
4
No
errors to
pain,
avoid.
no gain,
Weak heart, too little
cardio
weight,
first
wrong
training,
timing,
daily
overtraining
workouts,
strain.
light weights. 4 myths that sound like wisdom, but function like slow sabotage. And the men
The
who catch
reversal
this
begins
early
now.
don't just stop the damage, they reverse it. In the next 14 minutes, I'll break down all 4 myths and show you exactly what to replace them with. Also, I'll reveal the one insight that changes everything. The biological reality that most men never discover until it's too late. Stay with me until the end, because that final piece makes everything else click into place. But first, let's get something straight. If you've been struggling with fitness results despite your best efforts, it is not because you're too old. It is not because your body can't change. And it is certainly not because you're not trying hard enough. You've been following advice designed to fail you. The men who figure this out don't just get their strength back. They become stronger and more resilient than they've been in decades. The men who don't? Well, Robert's story doesn't have a happy ending yet. Every morning, millions of men over 60 wake up with joint pain and think it's progress. They've been told that discomfort means they're pushing their limits, that soreness equals success. This is not just wrong, it's destroying your body from the inside out. Here's what actually happens when you chase pain after 60. Your inflammatory response isn't the same as it was at 30. Recovery takes longer. Your joints have less cushioning. Your tendons are less elastic. When you push through pain, you're not building resilience. You're creating chronic inflammation that accelerates aging and breaks down the very muscles you're trying to build. Dr. Stuart McGill, spine biomechanics expert, studied this for decades. Men who consistently trained through pain after 60 show accelerated cartilage breakdown and reduced muscle protein synthesis. You're literally eating your own muscle tissue while thinking you're building it. The men who get this right learn to distinguish between 2 types of discomfort. There's effort discomfort, which signals muscle activation and growth. And there's danger discomfort, which signals tissue damage. Most men never learn the difference. Effort discomfort feels like controlled burn in the muscle belly during the last few reps. Danger discomfort feels sharp, shoots through joints, or creates lingering aches that don't improve with rest. Here's what you do instead. Rate every sensation from 1 to 10. Effort discomfort can go to 7 or 8 during your working sets. Danger discomfort should never go above 2. Ever. The moment sharp pain appears, you stop. The moment joint ache develops, you modify. This isn't being soft. This is being strategic. The strongest 60-year-olds I know haven't pushed through pain in years. They've learned to work with their bodies instead of against them. But here's where it gets interesting. The no pain, no gain myth is just preparing you for something worse. Because the next myth doesn't just waste your time, it actively steals your muscle mass. Walk into any gym at 6 a.m. and you'll see them. Dozens of men over 60 grinding away on treadmills, ellipticals, and stationary bikes. They've been told cardio burns fat. They've been told it's safe. They've been told it's the key to staying lean and healthy. Every minute on that treadmill is making them weaker. After 50, you lose roughly 1% of your muscle mass every year. This isn't gradual decline. This is biological theft. Your body is literally consuming itself. Sarcopenia, they call it. Muscle wasting. And cardio accelerates it. Here's the brutal truth cardiovascular advocates won't tell you. Excessive cardio after 60 triggers cortisol release, suppresses growth hormone, and signals your body to break down muscle tissue for fuel. You're not burning fat. You're burning the one thing that keeps you strong, stable, and metabolically healthy. Dr. William Evans at the University of Arkansas proved this. Men over 60 who focused primarily on cardio lost significant muscle mass over 2 years, even when losing weight. Men who focused on resistance training maintained or gained muscle while losing fat. Same caloric deficit. Completely different body composition. But the real damage isn't visible in the mirror. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. 1 lb of muscle burns roughly 50 calories per day just existing. When you lose muscle through excessive cardio, you're destroying your metabolic engine. Your body burns fewer calories at rest. Weight regain becomes inevitable. The men who understand this flip the equation. They do resistance training to build and maintain muscle. They add short, intense cardio sessions to improve cardiovascular health without triggering muscle breakdown. And they prioritize protein to support muscle protein synthesis. Your new rule: resistance training comes first, always. Cardio is supplemental, never primary. If you have 45 minutes to train, spend 35 on weights and 10 on cardio, not the other way around. What most men never realize is that this muscle preservation becomes critical when you discover the next myth. Because without adequate recovery, all your training efforts become counterproductive. This might be the most dangerous myth of all. The belief that consistency means daily training. That dedication means never taking a day off. That results require constant effort. For men over 60, this approach doesn't just limit progress, it prevents it entirely. Your recovery system isn't what it used to be. Growth hormone production peaks during deep sleep, and you get less deep sleep than you did at 30. Protein synthesis rates are slower. Inflammatory markers stay elevated longer. When you train every day, you're not giving your body time to adapt to the stress you're placing on it. The result: chronic fatigue, elevated cortisol, suppressed immune function, and zero progress despite maximum effort. Russian sports scientists figured this out decades ago. They discovered that optimal training frequency for older athletes involves strategic recovery periods. Not because they're weaker, but because their adaptation mechanisms work differently. Here's what actually happens during recovery. Your muscles don't grow during workouts. They grow between workouts. Specifically, they grow during deep sleep, when growth hormone levels surge and protein synthesis accelerates. Skip recovery, and you skip growth. The strongest men I know over 60 train 3 to 4 days per week maximum. They alternate training days with complete rest or light activity days. They prioritize sleep like it's medicine. Because at this stage of life, recovery isn't optional. It's where the magic happens. Your new approach: train hard when you train. Rest completely when you rest. No guilt about off days. No makeup workouts when you miss a session. Your body adapts during rest, not during stress. But none of this matters if you ignore the next point. Because this myth isn't just limiting your results, it's setting you up for injury. Every physical therapist, every doctor, every well-meaning family member has probably told you the same thing. Use light weights, high repetitions, stay safe, don't risk injury. This advice is killing your strength. After 60, you face a biological reality called dynopenia. This is the loss of muscle power and strength that occurs faster than muscle mass loss. You can maintain muscle size, but lose the ability to generate force. The only way to combat dynopenia is progressive overload, gradually increasing resistance over time. Light weights with high repetitions don't provide progressive overload. They provide muscular endurance training, useful for marathon runners, useless for maintaining strength. Dr. Maria Fiataroni's landmark study at Tufts University proved this definitively. She took nursing home residents in their 80s and 90s and put them on a high-intensity strength training program. Heavy weights, low repetitions, progressive overload. The results were extraordinary. Dramatic increases in strength, muscle mass, and functional mobility. Several participants were able to walk without assistance for the first time in years. The lightweight group, minimal improvement across all measures. Your muscles respond to progressive challenge regardless of age. Your bones respond to loading stress by becoming denser. Your nervous system responds to heavy resistance by becoming more efficient. Light weights provide none of these adaptations. Here's your new approach. Find a weight that challenges you for 6 to 12 repetitions with good form. When you can complete all sets at the top of that range, increase the weight by 5 to 10%. Progress methodically but consistently. Safety doesn't come from avoiding challenge. Safety comes from proper form, appropriate progression, and smart programming. The men who lift heavy with perfect technique are far less likely to get injured than men who lift light with sloppy form. Here's where almost everyone gets this wrong. They think these myths exist in isolation. They pick and choose which advice to follow. But the real problem runs much deeper. Every myth I've just exposed stems from the same fundamental error. The fitness industry treats aging like a disease instead of a natural process that requires adaptation. Most fitness advice is researched on college students, packaged by 30-year-old trainers, and sold to everyone regardless of age. It's like trying to run modern software on an old operating system. The hardware is still capable, but the programming is incompatible. Your body after 60 isn't broken. It's different. Your recovery capacity has changed. Your hormone profile has shifted. Your joint mechanics have evolved. When you understand these changes and work with them instead of against them, extraordinary things become possible. The men who figure this out don't just avoid decline. They achieve levels of strength and vitality that shock their doctors and amaze their families. They become examples of what's possible when you train intelligently instead of desperately. But there's one more thing you need to know. One exercise that almost every man over 60 is told to do that you should probably avoid entirely. Before I share that, I'm curious. Which of these myths were you following? Drop a comment and let me know which one hit closest to home. I read every comment, and your experiences help other men realize they're not alone in this struggle. Running. Specifically, long-distance running on hard surfaces. I know this contradicts everything you've been told about cardiovascular health. I know your doctor probably recommended it. I know it feels like the most natural form of exercise. But hear me out. After 60, your joint cartilage has been compressed for decades. Your shock absorption isn't what it used to be. Your gait patterns have likely shifted. Running on concrete or asphalt creates repetitive impact forces that exceed your body's ability to recover. This doesn't mean you avoid cardio entirely. It means you choose forms that provide cardiovascular benefits without joint destruction. Swimming, cycling, walking on natural surfaces, rowing, all provide excellent cardiovascular training without the repetitive impact trauma of road running. The men who maintain the best joint health past 60 gave up running years ago. They didn't give up fitness. They chose forms of exercise that worked with their bodies instead of against them. Your joints are irreplaceable. Your cardiovascular system is highly adaptable. Choose exercises that challenge the adaptable system while protecting the irreplaceable one. Here's what happens when you abandon these myths and embrace the truth. Your energy returns, your strength increases, your confidence grows. You stop feeling like you're fighting a losing battle against time and start feeling like you're optimizing a sophisticated machine. The men who make these changes don't just feel younger. They become living proof that aging doesn't have to mean declining. They inspire their children, impress their doctors, and reclaim the physical confidence they thought was gone forever. This isn't about turning back the clock. This is about making the years ahead the strongest of your life. Next week, I'm revealing the 3 exercises that build more functional strength than any gym machine ever invented. Exercises that don't require equipment, don't stress your joints, and can be done anywhere. The men who master these exercises gain strength that translates to everything they do. The men who ignore them struggle with basic daily activities for the rest of their lives. Your body is still capable of extraordinary things. You just need to stop following advice designed to limit you and start following principles designed to unleash you. The choice is yours. Make it count. If this breakdown has changed the way you view your fitness journey after 60, please subscribe and like the video. We are uncovering the biological truths that have been hidden by outdated advice. Build your strongest future. The next chapter of your transformation will be revealed soon.